Hey y'all, it's Jim here, and I'm back again with another video. This time I'm gonna be doing another the many W's and L's of a character. And this time I'm gonna be doing Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. Just know that these W's for him are and L's are my opinion and y'all are free to disagree. But with that said, let's go and do this. First off, we have Baldy from Baldy 6. I don't really want to talk about the matchup, but simply put it, Bendy absolutely stomps against him. He's mainly because he's above human, so yeah. Oogie Boogie from the Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, this matchup exists. To simply put it, Bendy is like way more Oogie Boogie is way more reliable sword with his tag than probably him fighting himself. Unless you like count the games. But even then he moves really slow. And our boy Bendy doesn't like slow moving characters. So in the end, they'll probably just end up tearing this boogeyman to shreds. Next up, we have Photo Negative Mickey from Five Nights at Treasure Islands, I believe. Yeah, simply put it, while Photo Negative Mickey won't be easy to kill, I mean, he could have his entire head removed and be just fine. Yeah, Bendy is way faster. His ink is gonna help him a lot. So while maybe he'll fall for the head removal once, he'll probably not fall for it again and know to go for a different strategy. And and Bendy is pretty hard to kill as well. So then we have Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. To simply put, I think Bendy wins purely due to the fact that, like, he probably has more feast from 2 full games, while Huggy Wuggy only has feast from 1/5 of a game. And I don't know how impressive those feats are, but Bendy will probably just tear him to shreds since he's probably way faster. Next we have Mama Tattletale from, I don't know, I guess Mama Tattletale. It's pretty obvious as to why Bendy wins this. Who do you think wins? A literal ink demon or a small toy? That's what I thought. Next we have Springtrap from FNAF. This is without, like, using glitch trap and whatnot. But without it, Springtrap is just kinda screwed. He's like, he's sort of like a slightly stronger version of all of the other animatronics. And he's still quite weak as well. And his hacks isn't exactly gonna help him out. Then we have Suicide Mouse from the creepypasta Suicide Mouse. There wouldn't even be a fight. Oh, Suicide Mouse will probably kill himself, and then the fight would just end right there. Bendy doesn't even need to try to kill him. We have Freddy Fazbear. Seller loses as a spring trap. He's just gonna be really vulnerable to Bendy with being an animatronic. And he's probably way slower as well. And Bendy just probably outstats him with all the ink. And then lastly, we have Hello Neighbor, who is just a regular dude. So Bendy's got this. But fortunately, while he does take these dubs, as for these characters, wandering was a terrible sin. But fortunately, with the next opponents, we reach the end for him. Let's talk about them. We have Doodle Bob from SpongeBob. Alright, well, let's just be fair and let's just not scale him to SpongeBob. Because if we do, then he would destroy Bendy even harder. But even without, like, scaling him up that high, his pencil is just absolutely insane. Bendy really can't do a whole lot to him, since Doodle Bob could just erase it. He could just erase the ink machine. That's the only place where these battles could take place, in Joey Drew's studios. Doodle Bob will probably see that Bendy is using the ink machine, so he'll probably just walk up there, erase it, and he's severely weakened, and he'll just erase Bendy if it's a battle like that. It's a complete stop for him, SpongeBob scaling or not. Then we have Cuphead. Yeah, he's just way more impressive. And it's not just because he already fought Devil. He just has way more abilities to work with. And he has better durability and just sort of stuff like that. Then we have Spinel from Steven Universe. Yeah, it's kind of obvious as to why Spinel wins this. I don't know if you would scale her to the other gems from Steven Universe who get up to country or island level stuff. But even with when you don't, I'm pretty sure she's still way faster and stronger, more durable anyways. Then we have Cartoon Cat. It was literally stated in for him that he could just destroy the planet if he wanted to, but he decides not to. And that's just being generous to Bendy. He could easily get up to universal or multiversal level stuff. Then we have Milk Cipher. I don't need to explain myself here. Moving on. Next up we have the Inkling from Splatoon. Now some of y'all might argue that Bendy could just go ahead and absorb the ink that Inkling has, but I don't think that would work that well. Since since I saw somewhere that the ink Bendy has and the ink Inkling uses are different, it would probably just make it worse for him. But Inkling just has better stats in general that get up to building, which is something Bendy isn't even close to. Then we have Schizo from Comic, which is something that I've been watching very recently. And it's pretty good. You should check it out. If you're into dark stuff, that is. But yeah, Schizo basically wins this. I think, simply put, sorry, Schizo is very hard to put down. He has no notable weaknesses whatsoever. And while maybe his knife wouldn't be that effective, it can also just absorb Bendy, as random parts of his body just do that. He can also just teleport wherever he wants as well. And will probably have a much greater control over the battlefield. So I'm gonna give the win to him. By the way, it's the best for both of them. Now we have Sans, the funny skeleton man from Undertale. I already talked about this in the W's and L's of Sans, but to simply put it, he just has better stats. He's way faster than Bendy, And his karma's gonna help him a lot to, like, seriously weaken him. I never noticed until now that the little end clip fits so well with the Bendy in the background. Anyways. Lastly, we have Venom for Marvel. Better stats is really what helps him here. Way stronger, way faster, and way more durable. But yeah, these are just the W's and L's of Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. Let me know if y'all disagree, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.